Hey guys, so I have a kind of different video for today. I wanted to do like a top 20 under 20, like if I only had $20 and I needed to go get one or a couple, because some of these are a lot, like even under $10. Wanted to go and get this product, like a holy grail, like in each category, only one product under $20, then this is what I would grab. Now before I get into any of the items, I want to just say subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and click the little bell emoji so you can get notified every time I upload a video. YouTube has been like not putting people's videos in people's subscription boxes, which is so weird, and I never want you guys to miss a video, so make sure you click that bell and let's get started. So I'm gonna kind of go in order of how I would apply things. Like I'm gonna start with primer and end with like finishing steps. For primer, I had the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot Instant Perfecting Primer. It looks like this. It comes in a bottle with like pink lettering. This primer runs for $14 and I bought mine at Ulta. This primer is supposed to be like it says it's got Shine Block, 12-hour matte spheres, and pore shrink technology. I don't find it like shrinking my pores a lot, but I like this primer because it's mattifying and I have super oily skin, so if I don't use a mattifying primer, an hour into my makeup, no matter what foundation it is, it gets super oily in my nose, and that's a no-no. So this primer I find does that, and it's cheap, and when you rub it in, it doesn't get, it's not like sticky, but it is a tiny bit tacky, which is nice because then I feel like that makes your foundation stick to a lot better. So that's what I like about this primer. So next, before I talk about my foundation, I'm going to talk about what I use to apply my foundation. This is the Beauty Blender. Now mine's dirty because I used it today, so don't mind that. But the Beauty Blender, I feel like I have not, like there's a lot of dupes out there. The EcoTools dupe, the Real Techniques, and they're all pretty good, but I've never found one that's as soft and as just like fluffy as this one. It's so hard to explain. I can't even explain it, but I've never found one that's identical. So I will continue to repurchase this because it's like, everybody needs a Beauty Blender. Everybody needs to at least try the original Beauty Blender because you can use all of the dupes out in the world and they can all work amazing, but if you've never tried the original, then you have nothing to compare it to. So for foundation, I have the MILANI 2-in-1 Perfect and Conceal in 01 Creamy Vanilla. Now, normally I'm not, first of all, the first shade of foundation. There are people much paler than me, but this foundation oxidizes so much that I feel like I had to get the lightest and it like matches me. This foundation is super full coverage for a drugstore foundation, and it is thicker, but I don't mind that because then I feel like I'm less soaks into my Beauty Blender. I don't know if that logic is even accurate, but this foundation is super full coverage. It doesn't get too oily on me throughout the day. It doesn't claim to be mattifying. I think it says long wear resistant and sweat proof, medium to full coverage, lightweight, oil-free formula. I find this foundation to work for my oily skin, and I have a friend who has dry skin and finds this foundation to work for as long as she moisturizes pretty well. So this is an overall good foundation, and it's only $10, so like you can't beat that. Next, let's move on to concealer. So I am a Tarte Shape Tape like fanatic. Like I love the Tarte Shape Tape, and ever since I bought that, I haven't used anything else. But if I ever run out of that, this Wet n Wild Come Correct Celebrity Concealer in the shade Medium Golden. This concealer is really good. This Wet n Wild Celebrity Correct Concealer is identical to the Bye Bye Under Eye. I've never tried the Bye Bye Under Eye, but on YouTube here, this is a big dupe, and I've swatched the Bye Bye Under Eye in Ulta, and so far, what I could tell, there's no difference. This is only $4.99, and I think the Bye Bye Under Eye is like $18 or $28 or however much it is, so this is a fraction of the price. It is really thick, and I find that I have to put it on a palette and then use a brush to apply it and then buff it out in my Beauty Blender. Otherwise, I can kind of get too much product on. But this is super full coverage, and as long as you set it right away, I don't find it to crease. One thing I will say is that they do need to expand the shade range because I think there's only 3 shades, and there's way more shades than 3 people. Does that make sense? And I don't even use it. I use the medium shade. So there are people way, way, way darker than me that like, long story short, expand the shade range. Well, I'm sorry. But it's a good product. Next, we're going to talk about loose setting powder, and I'm going to say this, and all of you are going to be like, duh. This is the COTY AIRSPUN. I get mine from Walgreens. They used to sell it at my Walmart, but now they don't anymore. It's like $6, $5. It's like $5 or $6. It's so cheap, and I feel like you do get a lot of product, and this product has been on forever. Now, this product does have talc in it, which I don't really know much about, but I know that it's not super good for you, so if you don't like that, then you're probably not going to like this powder. But I find that this powder is one of the only ones that keeps my oil at bay. And like, I love the RCMA powder, which I could have talked about, and it makes my skin so smooth, but it doesn't control my oil like the AIRSPUN does. So this one is a must. Now for pressed powder, a face powder, this is a recent cop for me, but this is the COVERGIRL Outlast All Day Powder. I have it in the shade Fair to Light, and this powder does keep my face matte. This in combination with the AIRSPUN powder is like a match made in heaven. My face doesn't get as oily when I use this, and it doesn't provide a lot of coverage, but since it is a pressed powder, I don't know if it's marketed as a foundation powder or not. It's not marked as a foundation powder, but I feel like it does offer a little bit of coverage. So if you do like a more full coverage look and you have things that you want to cover up, this in conjunction with a full coverage foundation will give you a really flawless look. And I don't know, I just like it. Makes my face matte and I like that. So next for powder bronzer, this actually isn't a powder bronzer. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder in the color C7 Nut Brown. As you can see, I like this, and it's like 11 bucks. I love this powder. It's super blendable. It is pigmented enough to where it shows up on my skin, but not too pigmented to where I feel like I have to like sparingly dip my brush in. This is just super blendable, and since it is a foundation powder, it does offer a little bit of coverage also, so as you can tell, I'm a super full coverage kind of person. But I just love this. It's not too cool, it's not too warm, and since it is, I think because it is made for a skin tone that it does work, but I like this. And they have like a decent amount of shades of this at the drugstore, which is good. All right, next I have blush. Now, I don't know how they make these blushes so cheap and so good. These are the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. This specific shade I have is Apricot in the middle, but I have all of these blushes. They are so buttery, so pigmented. They're like pigmented enough to where, of course you're not gonna be able to tell. Like that is so pretty. They're pigmented enough to where they show up on the skin, but they're not too pigmented to where the fact that it's just like you dip your brush and you're like, whoa, that's a lot of blush. I just love these blushes so much, and for $2.99, like you literally cannot beat this. I will never spend more than $15 on a blush after trying these. I almost talked about the Makeup Geek blushes, but for $2.99, like you can't beat this. Next, we're going to go into highlight. Now I have two products. I have a cream highlight and a powder highlight. So for the cream highlight, I have the ColourPop Super Shock Cheeks in, this one specifically is Lunch Money. It's the pearlized finish. These are really good if you kind of just want like a glowy effect. Some of them do have more glitter, which I find. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today with another highlight layered. Almost all of this I'm wearing on my face. I forgot if I didn't say that already. I love this a lot. You can see I have started to, there's a little dot where I hit pan. I'm gonna run out of it, but this is so good. For the powder highlight I'm wearing on top, I'm wearing the, you could probably guess it, it was super hyped up by a bunch of people, the Sleek Solstice highlighting palette. Now this palette is really metallic. It's got 4 shades. It's got this yellow one, this kind of peachy one, the lavender, and then it's got a cream highlight, which I haven't used very much. I feel like it is kind of hard to blend it for my foundation, but the rest of these are blinding. Like, I'm wearing it on my cheek and on my brow bone and inner corner, but there's just a bit blending. They do emphasize texture if you are worried about that, but I mean, with a highlight this blending, you can't really have just like a smooth butter. But I really like this. It's like 15 bucks and it's available in the US now, so that's good. Now let's get into other parts of the face. I have this Morphe palette. This is the little palette in the shade Copper Popper. It's just a warm tone palette. Now I was going to talk about the 35O because I love that palette, but it is slightly over $20. So this one is under $20. But I just love this palette. It's perfect for creating like an everyday warm smoky. You have to be careful because these shadows are soft. So if you can see right there, I did drop it in Bust One. Because the packaging isn't super nice, but for $15, like, it's not bad. And I actually think these are really good. Now, I'm not wearing any glitter today, but every time I put on glitter, I use the NYX glitter glue. This is so nice. I love the packaging, and it's like $5. It really just makes sure the glitter stays on all night. Really make sure that the glitter is stuck on your eye. I've heard people use these with the ColourPop single shadows too. I haven't tried that, but I mean, it's amazing with glitter, so I'm sure it does that too. And this is like $5. The next thing I have on my eye is the NYX Jumbo Eye Crayon in Milk. I use this in like almost every video, I think. I have pretty small eyes. I have hooded eyes, so I like to put white in the waterline to open up my eye, and I feel like that this does a really good job. It doesn't stay as long on my waterline as I would like it to. If I want it to stay all night, I'll use the ColourPop Gel Liner in Exit on my waterline. But since that isn't a pot and this isn't a stick, I like this more for the convenience. Less than $5, I think. Can't beat it. But this is the Wet n Wild Skinny Tip Eyeliner. This is $4.99. It has a teeny tiny line. It creates like thick, but then it can go so thin. Like, hold on. Like, you can barely see how that because it's so thin. It is so nice for the price, and like, it doesn't claim, it dries on matte. As you can tell, it dries super fast. It dries on matte. It doesn't claim to be waterproof, but I have watery eyes, and I feel like that when I put it on, it doesn't do the thing where in the corner it'll kind of like leave. Does that ever happen to you guys where you put on your eyeliner and it's like super fleeked, And then right here on that corner, right on the outer corner, your eye will water, and then it'll kind of have like an empty spot. This eyeliner doesn't do that, and this eyeliner wears very long. And for $4.99, like, it's so affordable. So for priming the eyes, I included the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. The only reason I included this is because it runs for $18 on the Nordstrom website. I used to use concealer, but I feel like that was getting a little too like creasy and it just wasn't working. And so I picked up this from the Nordstrom and it works so well. And the reason I am including it is because they do sell it online, MAC, for $22, but I'm looking at Nordstrom and it is $18.70. So just under the 20 mark. Nothing else primes your eyelids like this, and it can get really thick sometimes. Like, it can't emphasize the texture on your eyelids if you use too much, but if you kind of tweak it and learn how it works for you, then this is really good. My mascara I have for under $20 is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. Now, I love this mascara. I'm not wearing it today because this is an old tube and I need to get rid of it, but I just wanted to include it in the video. This is a dupe I find for the Tarte Better Than Sex. And it's a lot cheaper, and I feel like I just love this mascara for the bottom lashes especially because it is really thickening and really lengthening, and it just looks so good. And it's like a fraction of the price of the Tarte one, so. Now for lips, I'm not wearing this on my mouth today, but this is the Ultra Satin Lip in Aquarius. Not this color specifically, but I love the Ultra Satin Lips. They apply so well, they are so creamy, and I feel like they are not too drying. They aren't completely matte and transfer proof. They do have a little bit of tackiness, but I feel like that throughout the day when you wear them, they do become more matte and less transferable. Is that the word? I don't know. But I feel like they're so comfortable and they have a good selection of colors. ColourPop always is good about coming out with a lot of colors, and I don't know, there's a color for everyone. Now, the lipstick I am wearing on my mouth today is the JEFFREE Star Velour Liquid Lipstick. I just love this formula. It isn't too drying, it's pretty comfortable. It doesn't emphasize all the lines in my mouth, and it is under the $20 mark. Now for eyebrows. Listen, I will never use another eyebrow product. I will never use another eyebrow pomade unless it is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. Now, I have in the color Ebony. I have used this before I start doing makeup, before I start doing glam, I would fill my eyebrows every once in a while and I would always use the Dip Brow Pomade. I feel like you get so much product, so much product, and these rarely ever dry out. And I just, like, I'm married to this thing. Like, I will never get rid of it. I always have this. I was running low and I was like getting nervous, and then my best friend bought me this one for my birthday, and I just like, I will never use another brow product. Now, my last product under $20 isn't an actual makeup product. It's kind of a makeup accessory. Right here, I have the INGLOT Duraline. I've used, I feel like I haven't used any of this. I got this a while ago. It's like $12. How you use this product is you put it into like a gel product or like a product like an eyebrow pomade, and it just loosens it up and it will revive any old crusty gel liner. I don't know how I applied gel liners with a wing before I got this product. Like, it's so good. It works really well in the Dip Brow Pomade. These two together is like a match made in heaven. If I feel like my dip brow is getting a little too thick, it doesn't dry out very often, but if I feel like it's getting too thick, then I just put one drop of the INGLOT Duraline in the middle of the dip brow, and I just, in the middle of the dip brow, and then I dip my brush in the part that I just put the INGLOT Duraline on, and it just like saves the day. Like, the INGLOT Duraline comes through, and it's only $12, and I feel like I will never go through this. Like, I feel like I will never fully go through this because I've had it for months and it just has that little dot. It says on the bottle that it will make the product waterproof. I haven't really tested that, but if that's true, that's amazing because there's a lot of things that you could use and that aren't waterproof, and this makes it waterproof. Alright guys, that concludes this video. I wanted to do kind of a different video for my channel. I want to do something that wasn't a makeup tutorial or like a wig review, and I want to start bringing all-rounded videos to my channel, so if you have any ideas, then comment below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.